Awe Bafetu, good evening, good day. Yeah, it's a beautiful day today, and we are sitting. It's Tuesday, the 14th of January, 2025. Again, behind the camera and the mic, pushing our propaganda. We hope we're going to be very concise and strategic in our engagement today, and our agenda is quite simple. We're going to have welcome and introductions. We're going to have a session about inspiring articles. There's 2 articles I just want us to engage on. And then we're also going to discuss legal ways to make money, ways that are above board to make money and make billions. And we're also going to speak about young people doing amazing things in South Africa and in Africa. So yeah, and then we're going to close it off with a recap, obviously, and the general remarks. Yeah, let's go straight into it. Good evening, comrades. Yeah, my name has not changed. It is still Langa Gouws. I am behind this platform to discuss anything related to philanthropy, business, authorship, speaking, that will move Africa forward. So that is the one mandate that I think we have solidified at this point of the platform that we are attempting to build. And yeah, we're taking it easy and just having recorded conversations. So behind this camera there's a gentleman called Pablo, Tony Montana, Wax On, Wax Off, and Jesse Jess. And these people are there to, set up everything. So thanks, guys. Yeah. So let's jump right into it. And maybe before I go on, is there anyone proposing an agenda item that I didn't include here?
No.
Oh, okay. No, let's shoot. So there's 2 articles I want us to go over. Yeah. I think the other one I sent it to you like in the AMs, Wax. So yeah, it's not controversial.
And then when they say you must be careful about the topics, don't be biased with that one.
I mustn't be biased.
Yeah.
But I don't lean towards any particular.
Yeah, it's long.
Okay, I got the memo. So there's an article published about business tech, and it was speaking about the shareholders of the Reserve Bank. So I just want to read this part, and I quote: "The South African Reserve Bank used to publish its shareholder index, a database of all its shareholders and their shareholding, on its website. However, due to requirements under Protection of Personal Information Act, it can no longer publish its shareholder register on its website. People who want to see the South African Reserve Bank's shareholders can request access to view the register in person at its premises with its group secretary. Please note that again, due to these requirements, anyone viewing the register may not take pictures, electronic copies, or physical copies out of the building." Okay, let's chop that up a bit. So, remember some time back when they were telling us about Poppy? That act, Poppy Act.
Oh, the Poppy Act.
Yeah, and they made it look like it's not anyone. There's no they. It was. Let me rephrase. It was positioned as a tool that is there for the average citizen, as something that you have a right to your information being private, and we were scared with fines of 10 millions if you breach that act. It is the law. We respect the law. We'll never encourage anything outside of the law. However, we can engage. We live in this place. We can't be like robots. We're seeing these things happening. We're going to talk about it. And once again, the revolution that we believe in is non-violent. So we believe in engaging on an intellectual level and finding each other's viewpoints, because everyone has value to share, from all sides of the spectrum. Moving along with this, we then look at the South African Reserve Bank, and I'm not a qualified economist for me to stand here and explain the importance of the South African Reserve Bank. But I think if you can search yourself and you find a coin or you find a piece of paper that is of monetary value, you will find the emblem of the South African Reserve Bank on that piece of currency in South Africa. So they are very important. We engage with them on a day-to-day basis, by virtue of using currency for transaction and trading. So the South African Reserve Bank is an independently run organization. So they are not owned by government. And there's been big talk to nationalize and not nationalize. And you look at the South African Reserve Bank, and as an average person, I think you assume that they have a role to play in the eradication of poverty and everything. And that assumption to some extent is correct, because government has given, along with other mandates, it's given the South African Reserve Bank a mandate to reduce the rate of inflation, because it's been going crazy. So basically how the South African Reserve Bank is structured, they are independently governed. However, their goals are set by government, but the shareholders are private. And the shareholders here are, before this list was concealed, consisted of guys like FNB, consisted of the Anton Rupert Trust, so Rupert family, consisted of other players. It's not at the top of my mind. But this machine is owned by individuals. Sure, they cap it. They say one individual can only own 10,000 shares. There's about 800 and something shareholders that were recorded. And then you ask yourself, if FNB is a shareholder in the South African Reserve Bank, I love FNB, I bank with FNB. Please don't do anything to my money if anyone works at FNB finding this. But if FNB is a shareholder, I mean, sure, they say it's independent, the shareholders have no operation, they have no ties to operations. Sure, we give it to them, they have policies in place. But I mean, if I come for coffee at this building enough times, how do I phrase this without sounding controversial? It is, according to me, I feel like it's a huge conflict of interest for you as a bank to own shares in your regulator. Because the Reserve Bank is the regulator for the banks, basically. They tell you how much currency they know how much currency banks are circulating within their ecosystem. So you own shares there. You are the one who determines the interest rate you should it. Meaning that even when you give a loan or you put money, capital into the market, you determine actually what that interest rate is. You determine prime and all of this stuff, when it should be coming from an independent body. And now, where am I driving this? Let's go back. They say we can't now see the shareholders anymore. Why? Because of Poppy. Poppy Act.
Can you please remind the people what Poppy Act is for the ones who don't know?
Initial Poppy is that act of Protection of Personal Information Act. I think it's self-explanatory. So, after that act, now we can't see the shareholders. I'm not fighting, sure. I love my life. But, I mean, there's people who died for us to have freedom of speech. And as long as I'm not speaking hatefully, not encouraging hate, or inciting violence, then I think I can engage. And I'm not infringing on anyone's rights as well. I think I can engage as a South African citizen. There's people who fought for it, there's people who died for it. And when we look at this, man, was Poppy just to push a mandate of closing certain information from the public to avoid getting the herd to be cluttered. Because there's psyops to make sure that the herd mindset or mentality prevails. And the moment there's that screw that doesn't want to be hit, and it investigates, finds out that no man, these shareholders, some of this is conflict of interest. It can probably cause people to be seated uneasy, and then they go to legislature and encourage poppy, which is a beautiful piece of legislation, but they're probably driving a mandate. And this is all conspiracy theory. This is all alleged. Yeah. But I mean, let's engage on that. What do you feel about that, Jess? Do you think it is just a coincidence that the Reserve Bank now can't publish who its shareholders are because of poppy? Like, I feel like that's the most important part of the country, the Reserve Bank.
The Reserve Bank. And
that legislature being shaped to block some information coming from there should raise an eyebrow, Buffett. You can't be like sheep now, even if this is a conspiracy theory. Mara, let's at least investigate. What do you feel about that?
I think my opinion just started now after I heard it. It's only now I think about it. So I still am processing. I'll get back to you.
No flop. As the spark comes, you'll engage.
So does the Poppy Act only apply in SA?
Yeah, it is a piece of South African legislation. Unless other nations also, that nation you'll be in also has a similar act. Or the act
like in America, do they also have a Poppy Act? Are there like shareholders who holding back, some personal information about like the, Reserve Bank and maybe America, something like that?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, okay, to answer your question, one, I'm not answering from America's perspective, but I know that our Reserve Bank shareholding structure is very identical to their Federal Reserve Bank as well. So we use almost the same framework. So I don't think they're the best guys to use here. Okay. We need to, when we compare, and I mean we are in different parts of the globe. Why are we, even though they are best practice, but they are not the only best practice. There are other nations where I'm not fighting. I'm not a nationalist. I'm a businessman, so by virtue of that, I have to be a capitalist. I'm not against generating of returns on your investments. But I just think, once again, it should not be at people's expense. Profit shouldn't be based on poverty. And you hear things like currency manipulation, rand manipulation, and the guy gets a 40 million rand fine. Do you understand? Those who will trade forex, they will tell you what manipulating a currency can do. 40 million is it's crumbs, man. That's retail trader money. Banks are commercial traders. What kind of benefits do they get from manipulating the rand in that way? Which other international players are behind that? Because if your rand falls, I can buy your gold cheaper. If your rand falls, I can buy your coal cheaper.
Okay, so what factors negatively affect the people of South Africa when it comes to manipulating the rand?
Beautiful question. So number one, all exports, anything that came through Richards Bay, anything that came through Artambo Cargo, customs, anything that is managed by an international company in South Africa, meaning even Coca-Cola that we drink gets affected. Okay. Am I starting to paint the picture?
Paint it more.
Okay, let me paint it more. Let me talk about a sister of ours who lives in Alexandria. she's probably maybe working minimum wage. So she's earning about 4,700 plus minus there. From that 4,700, this sister of ours has a child. And she's staying with the child in Magogo. Unfortunately, fortunately enough, the reason I'll say this is because she's maybe probably in Alex in a, you know, in a shack, living with Makoko and her child. Earning 4.7 minimum wage. Her monthly budget before that manipulation of the rand could have been Matota score of 4.7. After that rand manipulation, even if her budget only increased by 10%, do you understand that she's sacrificing necessities at that point? There's days where man just like we cabbage or something. I'm not really going into detail, but I'm just saying it affects blind. On the days where we cabbage, so like sadly we're forgot. Ingosi manje ama-pampers izinto enjalo. The timer is not there. We know the story of these things, man. Do you understand that that unexpected 10% increase in her monthly budget due to the whole manipulation of a currency? It messes her whole life up. It messes the life of Makoko. And that baby that can't even fend for themselves. Am I painting a clear enough picture for you, my pride? That is how it affects you. You don't feel it much. You just complain when you buy your Hennessy, but you're still buying it. But if we look at South Africa, man.
Also, the yearly inflation rates, is it also a factor?
That's a different conversation from currency manipulation. Yeah, that is artificial inflation, because that changes in a split second. Yeah, I think. Is there anything from the floor anymore?
Good to hear.
Oh yeah, there's an interesting article. I think Uncle Rupert became born again. He's accepted the Lord and Savior as Jesus is his Lord and Savior.
Born again.
You know why I say so? It's just a joke, man. Don't take it too serious. I love laughing. End of an era for South African billionaire Johan Rupert. 14 Jan 2025, released by Business Tech. He sold the part of his business that talks to tobacco, all of it. Let me get the actual details. But just that's the point I wanted to make. And for many billions, nice billions.
He sold the part of what they talked
One
about.
of Rupert's investment groups, Raynet Investments, announced, okay, and I quote, one of Rupert's investment groups, Raynet Investments, announced on Tuesday, 14 January, that it has agreed to sell over 43.3 million ordinary shares in British American tobacco at a price of 28.20 cents.
Yeah.
And the big billions.
Save your man as a doctor, maybe you'll make billions eventually.
Let's do maths, my brother. A billion. How much do doctors earn?
I don't know, probably 80,000 a month.
We'll have to fact check.
Yeah, fact check.
Let's just say at 80. So let's make a billion. Let's first put a billion. 9 zeros, 3 commas. Yeah. Divided by how much? 80,000. That's 12,500 salaries. Divided by 12 months. That's 1,041 years. I've never heard of a human being outside the Bible give those kind of wages?
Maybe a doctor doesn't get 80k.
Okay, how much does it? Let's say how much does a doctor get?
I don't know. Who knows?
Okay, let's say you're a cardiologist, a heart specialist, and you get like 400k per session.
Cardiologist.
And maybe you do how many surgeries a month? 7. Let's say maybe I don't know if this happens. Let's say 400. So let's put the billion again. 3 commas. Divided by how much did we say he's making? 400 times 7. So that's what?
400k now. 400
4 times 7 is what? 7 times 2 is 14. 14 times 2 is 28. So he's making about 2.8 million a month. Divided by 2.8 million. That's 357 months.
To make a billion.
It's 29 years. If you're making 2.8 million.
It's realistic, yeah. Yeah.
29 years.
Sure. Yeah. Some men live 29 years, they don't even have the first meet. Right.
Yeah, tricky.
Yeah.
Tricky. But you know, the thing is, we can't all be rich. But I'm not saying we must now have like extremely poor people. Yeah. But that was also something I'd like to get across the board. There are people who don't want to be rich. There's people who just want a beautiful wife, a nice car, a nice house with a fence, with nice furniture, fridge that's full, happy kids. Some people are fine with it. They don't want to fly business class or fly private. So, yeah, 29 years if you're making 2.8 million a month. It's realistic. So now let's start making 2.8 million. That means by 60, we'll be billionaires. I see now. Hey, okay, but still, doctor way works. Yeah, so it works. Another way, Tony.
Chef.
No drugs.
No, being a chef.
Chef. Even so you saying Gordon Ramsay is a billionaire? Or is on his way there?
I would say Elaine Ducasse. He might be a millionaire.
Who's that?
He's a French chef with 20 Michelin stars.
20 Michelin stars?
Yeah.
You know, I was in Checkers here somewhere in Sunset. And there's a yogurt they are promoting. They say, by South Africa's first Michelin star chef. It's a yogurt or something. That guy has 20.
And imagine how hard it is to get that, bro.
Imagine that guy, there was for one, man. He has a yogurt. The whole aisle is pasted his picture, and they say our own Michelin star, our first Michelin star.
So, brother
chef.
Tony, man, for our aspiring Kasi kids or suburb kids who are aspiring to be chefs, tell them how to attain a Michelin star. How does one attain one Michelin star?
It's not easy, I won't even lie to you. Like, it takes a lot of work, dedication, consistency, it drains you mentally, but like, I mean, if it's your drive, bro, that's your poison. You'll do it.
Well, they'll search for themselves for the Michelin star.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much does that guy make?
If I would to guess, say probably like, cause he's retired now, but like,
Okay, let's say as a Michelin star
billions,
chef,
bro. Cause then
how much do you make?
as a Michelin star chef, I mean, you high status, bro. So I'd say 100. Nah, 100 is light. I'm lying. Probably like
500k.
500k.
South African rand.
I'm not sure about South Africans. I don't know South
So
Africans.
that's US.
That's
500K
US and
US
Europe
per month.
per month.
Just this.
yeah.
What are you cooking, bro? Gold.
Ha, my nigga.
They're cooking.
You cooking things that make me live forever or something.
I would say it's like the technique you use to. You can like raw materials, you know, to. It's the technique of using sweet and sour, spicy, mild, and making it one crazy meal, basically.
Every time.
You can taste every scent in it, you know. It's not a lot tasting portion. That's why as a chef you taste, you don't eat, because you need to. Your palate doesn't need to be heavy.
Sure.
You need to balance the flavors.
You taste, you don't eat.
You taste, my G, you don't eat.
But how come chefs, when you look at them, they are very fresh? Looks like they do a lot of eating more than the tasting.
Tasting, my G.
The tasting makes them fresh like this. Imagine if they decided to eat. Hey, no, Marami, I don't trust the skinny chef.
That's why they say that man is cooking. Yeah? That man has a Michelin star. Sure.
Okay. Those are hungry lions.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, moving further uphill. Michelin star! Maleven! Hey, they say Maleven is a Michelin star on this side. Yeah.
Michelin stars, nigga.
Okay. So, honestly, Wex, what would you do? Let's say the police were not working that day. Let's say the police, they say, Bona, it's purge day today.
Hey, I sell people in narcos.
You sell people?
Narcos.
What is a narcotic?
Narcotics.
Narcotics.
Yes, drugs.
Pandemic. You know, drugs is a very big pandemic.
Yes, man.
And isn't there other ways that are not above board, but
Well, it's
drugs?
illegal, my guy.
Because
So if the
imagine
police were not watching.
imagine your daughter starts smoking cocaine because you sold
Did
it.
you hear your question? If people are not watching, if the cops are not watching,
So you don't care about your family in
oh no, if they are not watching,
I'd
then
say
10 years and they will-
fraud, bro.
Hey,
So, okay, but look, we're not as judge, we listen,
that's charity.
we don't judge. Hey, Tony,
I'd say fraud, guys.
fraud.
It's harmless.
Who you gonna scam over $1 billion? You?
Oh my guy. If I can just like organize a team of hackers, clean.
So I'm sitting with criminals here. You guys are criminals. You admitted it's a conspiracy to commit crime.
Oh man.
Hey. Am I safe?
There's no other way.
No
I
other.
want that money.
You don't give me. Hey, we'll pray for you, for your souls to come to the kingdom of light. You must never show your faces this side. I'm sure they will trace you guys to a lot of frauds and putting in the microwave. Yeah, and narco activities.
Chapo.
Okay, as we don't judge. Don't judge. I love you, my brothers.
Listen, don't judge.
I love you, my brothers.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we can move over to the next point. Young people doing amazing things. Okay, again, for you, Tony,
My guy.
top 3 young people doing amazing things for you. Who is it? Locally, in Africa, yeah, let's just keep it maximum in Africa. Any industry, but don't be stereotypical to one industry.
Okay, young. Doing well. I'm a big Reese fan, so I need to shout out to Aries, dog. He's young, he's making it. In business, those Forex twins, bro. The trades. Why is that? Let me see. Myself, dog. I need to count myself in it, bro. Like, can't forget about that, man. Yeah, that's all, man. Hey, I know you wanted 3. My bad, King.
Yeah,
Works.
well, I love the angle Mr. Tony went when he included himself. Yeah, well, and Abu Young Aries, cause those are people doing big things, and let them know that they are doing
Real.
big things while they still think, you know, they are onto something big. You see, so I will mention some local, you know, leaders, you know, that I know about doing big things. First off, it's this young gentleman from Everton. He started his own coffee, you know, brand called Lebza Coffee. Yeah, so it's doing quite well, must say. He's now based in Johannesburg, trying to push his coffee brand. So yeah, Leb's Cafe, guys. Life is bitter, but your coffee must not be. That's his quote. That's what he
That's
always
a dope
says.
slogan.
Yeah. So shout out Lebza, man. One of the young, you know, top 3 guys doing great things out here. The second man, hey, where's that guy? He's an MC.
I know where's the voice guy.
The voice of SA, guys. Yeah, the voice of SA. Where's that guy? Yeah, wow. He owns like you know, agency, a digital agency called Blue Cloud AI.
Okay.
Yeah, works with, you know, various clients. Like
And he's a humble
Sasol.
guy, eh?
Yeah, a humble guy. Gee.
My lady used to.
I see.
My lady used to. Yeah, he used to go around to schools and inspire young
Yeah,
ones.
yeah. So it's good that you know him. Yeah. And the third man, who can I say, man? The third leader.
Except Jets.
Me, I'm the third leader, guys.
Yeah, the third
Ngoba
leader.
vele ngiyapusha nami.
Uyapusha?
Kwamele-
Upushani wena?
kwamele usipasele bafethu. Mina bafethu ngiphusha photography, nge-rapper. Yeah, sure, man. I'm finna be the big thing in the scenes, guys. Watch out. Watch out. Is it?
Okay. 3 guys who you think are young and doing the most. Lance.
That's what moves.
3 guys. Young guys. Oh, girls. Guys, we know we never mention any married. And there's married doing so many things out here.
I see.
3 people who are African, who are young, who are doing amazing things in the economy or in their trades, in their industries.
For me, I'd say Lance,
Who's Lance?
the record label owner of Motherland.
Motherland is. Give me a name, dog. You know I'm not.
It's a record label.
Yeah. Who's from there? In Zwemo?
So
Who?
they produce Josie.
Oh,
Zola,
those. Oh, that
oaks.
time I see that colored
The
timer.
colored time.
Oh, I see him. That's a general. That one.
Okay, to the young lady, I'd say Boiti.
Poetry.
Yeah. Boiti's doing the most, my guy.
Okay.
Yeah, no. But yeah.
Our crush, Ntwana, growing up. Boy, yo.
She's
Mara now, Ntwana. She's beautiful, don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
like I feel like there was something that was overrated, Chance.
I don't know.
It's the purity of being a virgin.
Exactly.
Every woman is just so beautiful.
Exactly. You know, I like how she's pushing brand. She's got her own liquor now. I think it's called Signature.
Okay.
Doing very well.
What
She's
about
consistent
Zinke
with that.
Oh, Zinke.
What about
Oh,
she's the
yeah,
one
yeah.
doing the
Yeah,
most.
Jets.
Not boy to dog.
Hey, Zinke, yeah, yo. And
Jets.
Maxhosa, and
Jets.
Andile. It's
Jets.
Andile Maxhosa.
Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, too.
Jets.
Don't speak over me. Me, I'm sharing my own list, my G. And then lastly, I would say Muntu who's doing very, very well that I know is Busiso Drum,
Where's Sisotro from?
the radio presenter for Kaya FM.
It is Sisotro in KFM now.
Yeah. He did MTV, was a presenter for MTV Base.
Sizwe Dlomo.
Sizwe Dlomo, sorry.
This guy,
Sizwe Dlomo.
I'm like,
Hey, I'm like,
this guy,
so
Bambanzi Kubane is resting in peace.
Sorry, my guy Sizwe. Hey, shout out. Sizwe Dlomo.
Okay.
In my opinion, he's doing very well. He started off as a guy to open a young butchery in Unveiling, Josie, where everyone never thought would be successful. and he continued with that, and it's the biggest, and he opened other franchises. He's doing more than just that, but he's also an inspiration to me.
Plus you guys look the same.
That's my G right there.
But you don't know his name.
Hey, I butchered his name, eh?
You butchered his name. Pablo, 3 young people doing the most in Africa.
3 young niggas. Ish.
People. Hey, not niggas. Armo states.
Sorry. 3 young people. Where can I start? Ish. When you say young, you're taking me back. You want me to think. Ish. Where should I start? Me, myself, and I'm doing
3
the most.
people. You got them.
Ne?
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you, Pablo. Yeah, no, moving up. Let's go.
Yes, Pablo.
Let's close this off, guys. Yeah, this is going to be nice, engaging. This has been a nice, engaging session.
Yeah,
And I think I'm liking sitting behind this camera.
I agree, man.
I hope it looks good on me.
It does. In front of me, I told
Did you?
yeah.
What was your list? Of
My
3?
list.
Yeah, we didn't hear yours, man. Sure.
Okay. I think I'll start with my spiritual mentor. So that's the spiritual side. Prophet John Simon. Yeah, he's making a lot of impact in society by showing people how to tap into a relationship with God. He's young, he qualifies as well. And then I think Vusi Tembegwa.
Yo! I thought we said young people, but then yeah.
He is
Thank
young.
you, thank you for
See,
mentioning.
I know he's old
He's a front
now.
man, but like yeah.
But I
young,
mean,
yeah. But yeah, I wanted to
He's-
mention it.
He's young.
Yeah.
I think
I
Vusi
so in your context, young people are black people, man. Just any black person that's doing some great stuff, you know, is young. But anyway, I cool. I cool.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Nah.
Yeah, Vusi Tembegwa is doing amazing stuff, dog. Like, hey, that guy is underrated,
International
Joe.
speaker.
Hey, Joe, that guy is like, we don't give him his flowers in South Africa, Joe. The way media can even write articles and not feel any remorse, fine. Do you understand how many people he put on in terms of just on a mindset level? You know, that guy has published content for free on YouTube since as long as I can remember. And his content has golden nuggets, my dog.
What a, okay. Why
Yeah,
would
so
you-
number 2 is Vusi.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3, a young person doing amazing things. My younger brother. Yeah. I feel like, you know, when you have a soldier in your life, Musica is a host. Musica is a Wesley host.
What's the guys?
I that boy. He's a machine, he's a gun.
What's the guys?
Yeah.
Shout out Muzi.
Yeah, that one is tactical, man. He's someone who doesn't bounce between places when it's time to get something done. You know, if the direction is clear, he's gonna implement the way he needs to, and he's been a huge support in my business career. Yeah, I'm not gonna even move from there. That's the only person in my life who I can call at 2 a.m. and they will answer. With them being like, okay, sharp, you can fetch me, we can move. You know, he's, yeah.
Shout out Muzi.
Yeah, that's my top 3.
And then, in closing, what do you want to be remembered as?
What do I want to be remembered as?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm too young to be speaking what do I want to be remembered as, man. But for the purpose of answering your question, I feel like this answer will change as I mature through life by the grace of God. But I feel like I want to be remembered as the guy who created jobs that are sustainable. Like personally, I have a goal to create 6,000 jobs by 2028. That is the bench mark I'm setting for myself. After that, we're gonna want to hit different milestones locally in the domestic market of South Africa, within the SADC region and the various other regions. But I think I can be remembered as that guy who, like my name, lit up the place everywhere he was. You know, Ilanga Malkanya, Ilanga Malbalele, Ilanga Malbalele. You know, so I would like to be remembered. I would like to be known, not even remembered. I would like to be known because I'm alive, and we live to live. We don't live to die. You know, so when death comes, we'll deal with death. But while we're alive, let's live. And I want to be known as the one who lights up the room.
Live to live.
Yeah, I want to be known as the guy who lights up the room, the guy who's impact driven, results driven, the guy who you can task objectives of society on his shoulder, and he will come back leading those objectives successfully. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chef.
Siva.